Mr. Sunshine Episode 6 Review. We said nothing, but we understood everything. Have you ever shared silence with someone? A silence so deep, it said more than words ever could? Episode 6 of Mr. Sunshine is about that silence. The kind that grows between two people who haven't spoken their feelings yet, but are already living inside each other's thoughts. On the surface, nothing explosive happens. But underneath, everything is moving. This episode marks a turning point. Eugene Choi and Go A-shin begin to share more than space. They begin to share energy. It's no longer about watching each other from afar. Now, they're in the same room. On the same path. And even when they don't speak, we feel everything between them. It begins with a quiet question from A-shin. You say you left Joseon, but how do you see it now? She's not asking as a patriot. She's asking as a person. Because she wants to know what this man sees when he looks at the country she's willing to die for. And Eugene, he hesitates. How could he explain the pain? How could he share the weight of betrayal, abandonment, loss? Still he opens up. Little by little. He admits it. Even though he left Joseon, Joseon never fully left him. A-shin listens. She doesn't cry. She doesn't comfort him. But in her silence, you can feel her understanding. She begins to see not just his uniform, but his wounds. And she begins to soften, not in weakness, but in recognition. There is a scene in this episode that is both ordinary and unforgettable. Eugene and A-shin walking together at night. No words. No music. Just footsteps. But in that silence, a connection is forming. Not love. Not yet. But a rhythm. A willingness to walk side by side, even without knowing where it will lead. Meanwhile, Ji-Yu Dong-mei continues to love in silence. He stands in the shadows, watching A-shin from afar. He knows he can never approach her. He knows his past makes him untouchable. And so he loves by protecting. By stepping in only when danger is near. By keeping her safe without being seen. It's a love without confession. A love that exists only in the margins. But sometimes, that's the deepest kind. In this episode, the characters begin to see each other as people. A-shin no longer sees Eugene as a foreigner. She begins to wonder what kind of man he really is. Eugene no longer sees A-shin as just a noblewoman. He sees her conviction, her fire, and maybe, her loneliness too. Dong-mei doesn't seek to possess her. He simply wants her to live. And that, too, is love. A love without ownership. We also get a closer look at Kudo Hina. Elegant. Mysterious. Always smiling. But behind that smile is a fortress. She runs the Glory Hotel, but she also runs her own world. She watches Eugene. She seems intrigued. But whether it's love, interest, or strategy, we don't know yet. What we do know is this. She is just as lonely as the rest. Then comes one of the quietest scenes in the episode. And maybe the most powerful. Eugene, sitting alone, staring at the Joseon sky. He doesn't speak. There's no one beside him. But in his stillness, we hear everything. The ache of exile. The weight of remembering. The stirrings of hope. Without a single line of dialogue, we understand all of him. Lee Byung-hun is magnificent here. He barely says a word. And yet his performance is a storm of emotion. Every breath. Every look. Every silent pause. All of it speaks louder than any monologue ever could. Kim Tae-ri is equally brilliant. She gives A-shin strength. But not without softness. In her eyes, we see the beginnings of trust. Of wonder. Of a heart that doesn't want to open. But slowly, surely, is. Mr. Sunshine Episode 6 might not have grand speeches or dramatic events. But emotionally? It's one of the richest episodes yet. It's the moment when love begins to stir. Not with declarations, but with quiet steps. This is what love looks like. When it's rooted in pain. Shaped by duty. And born in silence. Sometimes, love doesn't begin with words. It begins with presence. Being there. Walking beside someone. Listening, even when they don't speak. That's what this episode shows us. If this story touched you, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep walking forward together. Thank you for watching.